Video. Today we're going to be starting a new series called the Recap of 2022, in which we highlight some of the Saints' best players from the season and just talk about their overall play throughout the year. And then we'll be continuing to a new series called the Level Up series, in which we preview some of the Saints players I think can even break out more next year and how they can improve and in what ways I predict they will improve. So let's start off with Chris Olave, arguably our best offensive player from this past season. And so in the 2022 campaign, he finished with 1,042 receiving yards in only 15 games. He did miss 2 games. He had 70 yards per game and had 4 touchdowns. The year was a little up and down for Chris Olave. He dealt with some injuries throughout the year, a concussion, and later in the year he faced injury in which he missed the Cleveland Brown game, which I'm not blame him. It was in like negative 25-degree weather. I don't think he would have had much to help his stats out anyway. But back to him. So we had Jameis Winston for the first 3 games of the year, and then it moved over to Andy Dalton. In the first 3 games, it was a little up and down because we had a healthy Michael Thomas, a healthy Jarvis Landry. And he was just trying to get acclimated to the NFL. But in that Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, he did get a lot of targets from Jameis Winston, particularly late in the game when we were down trying to score some points, because that was a game we definitely should have won. Our defense played amazing that game, and our offense, like through much of the year, couldn't get anything going. And so Chris Olave ended the year with a 60.5% catch rate, which was better than Devontae Adams. And I can highlight this to maybe even point out that who was Devontae Adams' quarterback? It was Derek Carr, and that's someone we have been severely linked to. And in my opinion, I do not think he is the quarterback for our offense. We've dealt with older quarterbacks already to this point, and I don't think adding another old quarterback will help develop Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed and just get our offense moving in the next direction, not trying to find a quarterback that is already past his prime and someone that we can't develop with our young playmakers. We need to find someone in the draft, in my opinion, maybe Tanner McKee. I see a lot of our Saints fans saying Hendon Hooker, maybe Anthony Richardson. That's to be determined, and any of those 3 I will take over a Derek Carr or definitely another season with Andy Dalton. We need someone we can develop with our young playmakers. Chris Olave being only, I think, 22 years old, and we have Rashid Shaheed, who is 24. These players are young. They need to find a quarterback that they can grow with, and not someone who's going to be a one-year experiment quarterback that they can't grow a real connection with. And so Chris Olave ranked 25th on 20-plus yard catches this year, and he had 13 of them. He ranked 10th on 40-yard catches with 4, which is also tied with his receiving partner, Rashid Shaheed, who stepped up later in the year, who helped Chris Olave even further in the offense by taking some of that defensive pressure off of him. So Chris Olave ranked 7th for the team's percent of their air yards, which is a stat that shows how much the Saints relied on Chris Olave to get any type of offense going. So number 1 in this stat was DJ Moore, and we know how DJ Moore for the Carolina Panthers is literally their whole offense after Christian McCaffrey left, which is probably why DJ Moore ended up ranking 21, because McCaffrey left halfway through the year. So Chris Olave was basically our whole offense, which I think Saints fans clearly saw with their own eyes. Throughout this year, we got Michael Thomas go down, Jarvis Landry in and out of the lineup, Kamara not seeming like himself for most of the year, not a healthy Mark Ingram. You say the other bright spot was Jawan Johnson, who was there most of the year. Andy Dalton loved in the red zone. We also had Rashid Shaheed. Like I said, later in the year, he stepped up a lot, and I think he's someone else that can really be a big play threat next year and just even grow even more. You'll see a future video on him. But for Chris Olave, he tied for 4th in the cushion given, so I think teams really respected his speed in the offense. We saw in his 40-yard dash, he ran a 4.39, and I think we saw on the field he looks like, I would say small out there, but he's so shifty and he knows how to get open. I don't know how many times I saw him run hitch routes throughout the year and just find that cushion in the zone. He's someone that is very good at finding the open space in the defense and making yards after the catch. He's not always that big play threat. We did see him make a nice play against the Carolina Panthers where he took that hitch route and went outside and ended up scoring a touchdown. But he's someone who gets those extra 3 or 4 yards that help us get a first down and keep the chains moving, because we saw this year with our offense. The offense was really stagnant at some points, and our defense was the reason we won a lot of games. If we had a better offense, we definitely don't probably lose that Tampa Bay Buccaneers game on Monday Night Football, and probably a lot of other games, including that Pittsburgh Steelers game. Yeah, there's a plenty of games that we definitely should have won this year and arguably could have been a playoff team, but that's neither here nor there. I think Chris Olave is someone that was a bright spot in this year, and we did end up trading our first round pick this year, which was ended up being a 10th overall pick, to the Philadelphia Eagles. And you can say, yeah, whatever you want about it, but I think Chris Olave in this year's draft at number 10, I think I would personally still take. We might say we need a quarterback, yeah, but we're at pick 29. There's still ways that we can get a quarterback like Tanner McKee, Hendon Hooker later in the third, maybe have to go late second round for him. But there's other quarterback options, and I think Chris Olave is someone that either Tanner McKee, Hendon Hooker, I've heard maybe rumors of trading for Lamar Jackson. I don't know. I would love that. But someone else like that, I would take Chris Olave partnered with them. I don't think there's a lot of receivers like Chris Olave in this draft this year. And I think getting someone coming out of Ohio State, you knew what you were getting with Chris Olave, a great route runner, someone who can catch the ball, someone who is very shifty once he gets the ball in his hands. That's someone that's perfect for our offense, and we haven't had that with Michael Thomas being in and out of the lineup. We don't know if we're going to release him, get him on a cheap deal. We know we put up most of his salary to signing bonus. I think that's an indicator they're most likely going to release him, so we're going to run with Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed. I doubt we're going to pick up anyone in free agency that's very big. Maybe we draft someone later in the draft. But I think Chris Olave is a perfect cornerstone for our offense and someone that had an amazing 2022 season. And I can't wait to see what he does next year. Thank you guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm always open to talking to people in the comments and just letting people know like how I feel about Chris Olave or any other Saints players. If you guys have any other questions about what we should do in our off season, I'm always open to answering any questions. Thank you guys. Peace.